When posed with a question as difficult as this one, it seems when all is said and done, no one can be sure how things would actually play out. We're asking what would happen if two godly figures went at it with one another. That's like talking two religions and pitting their gods up against each other. Or maybe asking what would happen if two historic warriors from different eras were to fight one another. The amount of variables that factor into answering such a question, including the landscape, amount of followers each god has at their will, strengths and weaknesses of course, would all be of incredible significance. And still, when all is said and done, we may never know for sure how this fight would end. Still, we gotta do our best and dig deep as we ask, what if Cthulhu fought Kassogtha? Make sure to smash that like button and let's get right into this one. Overall, it seems we know a lot more about Cthulhu, the Great Old One, in a death-like slumber at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean than we do Kassogtha, who is referred to as a Lesser Old One. Based on their titles alone, you'd think that Cthulhu would easily be able to destroy the likely weaker, smaller, and less dominant Lesser Old One in Kassogtha. However, it seems that's not the case at all. Before we break down any fight of sorts, we gotta look at their abilities, or at least what we know they're each capable of. It's also incredibly important to mention something about these two, their brother and sister. Now, if that doesn't make things interesting enough, aside from being relatives, these two are husband and wife, and have twins together in Nyctosa and Nyctalhu. See how interesting things are getting now? Pretty wild. Got two parents, brother and sister, fighting with each other, they got twins. Yeah, trying to kill each other, it's great. Alright, so let's talk about Kassogtha first, because there really isn't all that much to say. She's been described as a large mass of tentacles and has been given the nickname the Leviathan of Diseases due to her ability to poison the waters she inhabits. Some sources claim that her tentacles have the ability to extend to great lengths, however no one can determine exactly how far they go, we just know they go far enough. On the flip side, we got Cthulhu, who is arguably one of the most popular, liked, and well-respected creations of Lovecraft. And for good reason. He's horrifying to look at, and that's simply based on the accounts of people who can make out what they see moments before going insane. Just the sight of Cthulhu can drive anyone mad, and given that his appearance is so horrifying and incomprehensible, we may never truly know what he looks like. That being said, pop culture has led many to believe he's a very large, we're talking as big as a mountain, humanoid-like being with tentacles, wings, and dark features. Some have compared him to a dragon, octopus, and human. In regards to abilities, Cthulhu has incredible strength, as well as the ability to endure a lot of damage. Having all the knowledge in the universe, it's not surprising to think, again, Cthulhu would easily win this matchup, knowing every one of Kassogtha's moves before they happen. On top of that, Cthulhu also has a massive cult-like following, which means he would legitimately have an army of thousands, maybe even millions of people to fight alongside him. Yet even with all this in mind, it seems the matchup could go either way, as the two have fought in the past, with Cthulhu barely coming out the victor. In an effort to prove his worth as a mate, the two had clashed where Cthulhu had troubles dealing with Kassogtha's violent nature. Eventually he proved worthy, and as we know, they would have twins. Which also comes into play here, guys. I'm sure the kids wouldn't want their parents fighting, so maybe that also comes into play here. Who knows, maybe they just stop them. I don't know. All in all, even though Cthulhu has technically proven to be stronger or more powerful than Kassogtha in the past, it's very possible that Kassogtha wins a fight against Cthulhu a second time around, simply based on the troubles he had with her the first time. Although she isn't a great old one, it seems her violent nature allows her to possess abilities that make her a tough opponent for anyone. And with this in mind, it seems that if the two of them fought, odds are they may both end up killing each other. Although technically immortal to us human beings, to each other it seems they possess enough power to kill each other, at least when speaking directly of these two. Now, with all that in mind, it's also quite possible some of the more powerful outer gods, including my favorite, Nyarlathotep or maybe Yog-Sothoth, get involved for whatever reason. Naturally, a fight between these two would certainly lead to a lot of death and destruction of us humans, given that Cthulhu is currently under the Pacific Ocean. Him arising in general would be apocalyptic for us, meaning even if this fight happened in space, we would still be severely affected, simply by Cthulhu just coming out of the ground. Now, as always, guys, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one down below. Who do you guys think will win this fight? Sure, history says something, but if you let the McGregor-Poirier rematch teach you guys anything, it's that sometimes the underdog comes back stronger. Hopefully it leads to a trilogy, because that is what we're all hoping for anyways. In both cases, the McGregor and in this fight. Trilogy. We all want that number 3, you know? It's just more fun. For now, let's put some comments from the video. What if Nyarlathotep existed in 2021? Rafael Vasquez said, I don't think he would destroy the world. He is also known as the creeping chaos for a reason. He's tactical, calculating, and strategic in everything he does. So maybe he would just like release an airborne virus to ruin everybody's lives. No, I don't like to make jokes about that, but I'm not joking, because this has really affected me, being home all day, so. Joel Germany said, I think the world ended in 2012, and now we're all in hell. Could you, like, we wouldn't know if this actually did happen. If the Mayan calendar was right, it ended in 2012, and then this was the end of the world, and we actually, like, we wouldn't know. How would we know? We wouldn't, because life's a simulation. Beer Killer said, what if the Undertaker fought the devil? Ha 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 ha. That'd be a good fight. I want to do that now. Like, I feel like the devil would kill him and the Undertaker would pull his famous, you know, he gets up, and then he would just look, he would just do like one of these. My hair's too long for it. I'm like the OG Undertaker when he has the bandana. Anyways, guys, that's all for this one. I've been your host, Jared Bronstein. We'll see you guys soon.